What's up, space pirates? This is your Admiral, the deliciously dank Dr. Disaster. And boy oh boy, do we have a doozy of a situation to talk about in this video with regards to what is happening with Ubisoft and their investors. But before we do, let's just take a look at where their stock value is and oh no. Oh no.
Well, that's f***ing not good.
No, that isn't good at all. As you can see here, the Ubisoft stock price has plummeted once again, which I've been informed was a virtual impossibility now that Assassin's Creed Shadows came out and saved the company with its billions upon billions of players playing it as they come out to own the chuds. A week or so ago, Ubisoft announced that Shadows had hit 3 million players, and every game journalist and Ubisoft defending corporate ass kisser out there celebrated and told us how stupid we were for ever doubting that Ubisoft would figure it out. Well, when Star Wars Outlaws came out, it was such a flop that Ubisoft stock crashed and burned right after. And now, Shadows has come out, and this stock price number, is even lower right now than it was with the Outlaws debacle. And if I'm being honest, I pretty much feel like gloating about it.
Look at that. I was right. Note the lack of surprise.
In fairness, this stock crash for Ubisoft this past week is certainly not just due to Assassin's Creed Shadows not being the big hit they needed it to be. That definitely didn't help. But the Tencent deal, which has been talked about so much, has, without a doubt, caused a lot of investors to say, hell no, I'm out. Most people can see what the Tencent deal is all about. It's an end around for the management of Ubisoft as they try to avoid personal consequences for their failures, leaving investors holding the bag.
What is this? What is this? Where's all the money?
That's as good as money, sir. Those are IOUs.
Well, unfortunately for these jackasses running Ubisoft, a chunk of the folks who are invested in the company are reportedly initiating legal proceedings, which they're hoping will prevent the company from moving all their valuable intellectual properties to this shell company that Tencent now owns 25% of. I don't know about you guys, but I'm busting out the popcorn for this shit.
Are you not entertained?
Alright me hearties, make sure you hit the like button on this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and also, please consider supporting the channel by becoming a member. Audiobook of a dark fantasy novel I've written will be available for members first very soon, and I also have a space pirate cartoon that I've been working on. The thing is, I realize it's important that we not just complain about what we don't like, alternatives must be provided, so I humbly ask that you consider becoming a member of the channel for the fraction of the cost of your daily cup of coffee. Anyways, let's dig into what is happening with Ubisoft, who seem to be getting their asses pursued by the investors. And good for them. Some of these folks invested in the company might be people who just don't know that much about the video game industry. Maybe they just recognized the name Ubisoft, or someone advised them that Ubisoft was a safe company to invest in because they have such valuable IP like Assassin's Creed, and so they very innocently put some of their retirement into the company. And for anyone like that, I very much hope that those people either pulled out of their Ubisoft investment before it completely cratered, or I hope that they can get things turned around on this Tencent deal so that the Guillemot family, who has been running things into the ground, face their comeuppance and get booted out of their management position in shame, which is precisely what they deserve. The company needs new management in order to right the ship and help investors get their money back. Anyhow, let's read what's going on in this article from Insider Gaming. It says, a minority shareholder and a growing coalition of shareholders have issued an open letter to Ubisoft to initiate legal proceedings around the recently announced Ubisoft and Tencent subsidiary deal. In an open letter to Ubisoft, which was sent to Insider Gaming, the letter demands that Ubisoft hold an extraordinary general meeting to give shareholders the right to vote on the recent subsidiary deal. For those not in the know, an EGM is a special kind of meeting that's held outside of the general annual meeting to discuss significant issues that cannot wait. The letter, which was sent by the minority shareholder AJ Investments, demands that shareholders can vote on two separate resolutions when it comes to the Tencent deal. And now, a quick timeout here. I thought I recognized that name, AJ Investments, and I looked it up, and yes, this is the same investor who was planning a protest in the coming weeks outside of Ubisoft headquarters because they thought that the Guillemot family wasn't doing right by the investors. And you've got to think, this was before Assassin's Creed Shadows came out and didn't exactly light the world on fire, and it was before this Tencent deal was announced, which, depending on your point of view, potentially tanks the value of Ubisoft. So it is no surprise at all to see these same people leading the charge, fighting back against this deal. But reading on, it says, Resolution 1 is to renegotiate the Tencent deal and have it restructured into a direct asset sale for no less than 4 billion euros, which is roughly the valuation already accepted by both Tencent and Ubisoft's board. AJ Investments says that at the moment, shareholders have no clarity how the deal that was announced last week will eventually benefit shareholders of Ubisoft. In other words, the investors will have an opportunity to vote on getting the company liquidated and them given their money back, or at least some portion of the money that they invested back from the company. But reading on, Resolution 2 would be to vote on a distribution of an extraordinary dividend. It said that following the sale, if shareholders vote for it, Ubisoft shall return 23 euros per share in cash to shareholders, totaling 3 billion euros, and just for reference, 1 euro is pretty damn close in value to $1, so in this resolution, they're talking about Ubisoft having to pay out $3 billion in shares roughly, but at least the investors would get something back for their investments, which would be justice in my opinion. According to the article, though, AJ Investments say that the reason for such extreme measures is because shareholders are not sure whether they will get a significant benefit from this transaction. Ubisoft's share price fell by more than 20% on unusually high volume. This signals a clear verdict from investors. The proposed deal is deeply flawed, structured to bypass mandatory public offer rules, and designed to entrench control by the Guillemot family, who now hold less than 10% of the company's economic interests. It's like I've been saying, from the perspective of an investor, this deal is utter bullshit. All of the real value of Ubisoft is being funneled into this new business entity, this shell company, which could be then bought off by the likes of Microsoft, EA, Tencent, or whoever. And then the Ubisoft parent company would be left with absolutely nothing. In other words, this is an escape plan for the Guillemots, and frankly, I'm hoping that the investors are able to vote to stop it. But if they can't, then I wouldn't be at all surprised to see even more people dump this stock as Ubisoft continues to swirl down the toilet. But I'm going to leave it there. What do you think is going to happen? Drop your thoughts and your mockery of Ubisoft into the comment section below, and we will talk there. Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your Admiral is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.